Good evening. First, let me say that I agree with everything that Chief Aguiar has said.
You can take that out of there if you want.
I'll just get a little closer. How's that? We are having a real problem with law enforcement these days. And Chief, I have great respect for you and for what you've said tonight. And I say amen 3 times.
Thank you.
Let me apologize to you. I'm a former Rutgers law professor, and so I could come tonight and speak to you in the soft and gentle terms of an intellectual, but I won't.
Good.
I'm also a former United States Navy sailor. So I could come and talk to you in Navy terms about war words, especially since I came to talk with you about war. But I won't do that either. I came all the way from Plaquemine Point, Louisiana. It's not on anybody's map. It is deep, deep, deep in the country. So I stand before you tonight with the heart of a country boy, with the mindset of a country boy, and the values of a Louisiana country boy. You know, to country boys, life is simple. The weather, crops, situations, even situations like the one that our nation faces today. All of those, they're either good or bad. We don't deal with a lot of complexity. We stand for God. We stand for country. We fight America's wars. We're the guys that Obama was talking about when he said they cling to their Bibles and their guns. We are America's patriots. And so I stand before you as a country boy. Now, you notice I didn't say a black country boy. I didn't say a Cherokee country boy. I did not even say a Cajun country boy. Although by my DNA, I am each of those. But I stand before you as a non-hyphenated, dyed-in-the-wool, to the core country boy. American country boy. Now, country folks are concerned right now. Actually, that's not correct. Country folks are worried. Right now, we are in a war. And a lot of us are concerned that we might lose the war for the soul of America. Right now, we are in danger of losing America as we know it. There are 4 battles that we must fight to save our nation. Actually, there are a lot of battles that we need to fight to save the soul of America, but there are 4 crucial battles. 4 crucial battles. If we win these 4, we save America. The first is to save our history. Our history is being attacked as racist. So they want to rip out of the pages of history. Just rip some pages out and throw them away. Those are the white pages of history. Now, love them or hate them, white men, without their vision, their hard work, their blood and sweat, without that from white men, this nation would not be the great nation that it is today. You can love that or hate it. It is truth. We must adhere to the truth. We must protect the truth, the good, the bad, and the ugly of history. Some snowflake is offended because it's racist. Well, because of that offense, all of a sudden, we must hear our history from their perspective. Our children, they want to teach our children our history from their slanted, twisted perspective. Critical race theory. Critical race theory says that our nation is fundamentally racist. That white people are inherently, in your DNA, racist. We are letting that narrative bounce around this country. It's divisive. It's terrible. It's a disgrace. It's intellectually and academically a disgrace. Morally, it is a disgrace. And it exists despite the fact that without the, for most of our America's white ancestors, most of our white ancestors never owned slaves. The great majority of Americans never owned a slave. That is a statistical fact. Great majority. Despite the fact that most Americans, most white Americans, never discriminated against, never oppressed, never demeaned anyone. Despite all of that, they want to rip the history of white people out of the history pages. It's unbelievable. What they want to rip out includes the history of our founding fathers, the history of the great emancipator, Abraham Lincoln, the history of the anti-racist activist, John Brown. They want to rip out the history of the hundreds of thousands of Civil War white men who gave their lives in the cause of American freedom. They want to just rip all of that out and disregard it. We cannot let that happen, Americans. We can't. So, the first of our 4 battles is to save our history. Whether Robert E. Lee or Albert Lee, we must save and protect the white, the red, the black, the yellow of our history. The second battle is that we must protect American morality. The basic 10 commandments, the teachings of Jesus Christ, the Judeo-Christian religion, those have been the underpinning, the salvation rock, the foundation of America for more than 300 years. But America is the only nation that I know of where the majority cannot worship our own God as we please. We cannot pray in our public schools. We cannot display our crosses in public buildings. We cannot display our 10 Commandments in courthouses. We can't even display our baby Jesus in the nativity scenes of this country at Christmas time. We let them do that to us. We let them come into our house, into our country, and prevent us from worshiping our God the way we want to. We ought to go out into the parking lot and kick each other in the pants. Because we have let them do that to us. People talk about oppression. That is oppression. People talk about And if you want to see how far we have fallen from godly virtue and morality, just look at how they portray our daughters on television and the radios. They're portrayed as thuglets, driven by sex, drugs, and money. On national television, pole dancing, just like they do in the strip clubs. Pole dancing on national television. And wearing the same outfits, almost naked. This is what we are projecting as the standard to tell to little girls. Little girls are learning, this is the standard of American womanhood. Little boys are learning that this is the standard. This is what they should seek when they seek a mother for their children or a partner for their lives. We're sending the wrong message. The third battle to save our nation is the battle to save our economy. Our American economy has outperformed all other nations. And a big part of that success for decades and decades has been oil and gas. Oil, gas, and coal make our nation run. They make our cars roll, turn on our electric lights, make sure that the food is delivered to our grocery stores so that we can go and buy it. Oil, gas, and coal run our cars, our buses, our planes. And those people, the dodos in Washington, D.C., want to get rid of oil, gas, and coal within 9 years. They do not have a clue about replacing oil, gas, and coal. There's not enough hot air in Washington, D.C. from those politicians to run all of those wind farms. I don't care what Biden and Pelosi say. Our lives are intertwined with oil, gas, and coal. From our toothbrushes to our toilet paper. We cannot let them crash our economy. You take oil, gas, and coal out of the economy, and you lose 30 million American jobs. 30 million families, American families, are fed by that industry. We must protect our economy. Our economy has always grown by providing opportunity, not government handouts. My brothers and sisters, we need to stop the insanity. We need to save America. 4 battles. holding up our nation like the four robust legs of a great table. Save our history, save our morality, save our economy in the fourth battle. In this war to save our nation is to save our values. I'm talking about hard work, about seeking opportunity to climb the American ladder of success as far up as you want to work. I'm talking about values like honor, virtue, fair play, respect, chivalry. Yes, I'm old school. As a Southern gentleman, I declare that chivalry is not dead. These are the values that we must protect. These and all of the other values that made this nation the greatest nation in the history of earth must be protected. Our goal is very simple. Get rid of the bad guys. And to me, incidentally, guys means men and women, male and female. Get rid of the bad guys, replace them with good guys. It's just that simple. That's what we have to do. Donald Trump called it draining the swamp. So we must drain the swamp of this nation. Not just Washington, D.C., but of all the state capitals. We must find good guys, groom them, educate them, support them, get them elected so that they can replace the bad guys. That way we'll know that we have honest, non-corrupt, serious people to represent we the people. We, the people of the United States of America, deserve good representation. People who will represent us and our values, our families, our children, our grandchildren. We let the jerks in politics and in the lamestream media sell this insanity of division, sell this insanity of racism to the weak-minded, to the ignorant, so that they can divide us, so they can conquer us. We let them teach that insanity to our children. There are people in Louisiana right now who are trying to teach critical race theory. We will let them. We are letting them teach that to our children so that our children will grow up hating each other, hating our God, hating our country. We need to be able to tell our grandchildren about the time that we protected American opportunity and American freedom. We need to be able to tell our grandchildren about the time that we protected America and saved America for them. Thank you for letting me be here with you.
These are coconuts. In Louisiana, when someone has courage and fortitude and the ability to stand up when others stand back, we say that she or he has coconuts. There are not enough coconuts in Washington, D.C. today. Today, there are not enough people who love God, love America, and love the American people in Washington, D.C. It takes coconuts to stand against the wild spending that mortgages our grandbabies' futures. Coconuts to stand against the pin-headed foreign policies that threaten our homeland. It takes coconuts to yell out, we must take care of our veterans, our elderly, our poor, before we invite millions of guests onto our health, education, and welfare systems. We let too many lines separate us. I promise that I will not let the lines of my district prevent me from speaking out on your behalf, speaking out for your values, your needs, your interests. Coconuts, to stand up for right. And if you want to know more about where I stand, please visit us at voteelbert.com, YouTube, Elbert Lee Guillory, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or the mailman. United States Navy, 1964 to 68. Difficult years for the military. I volunteered while many ducked, dodged, and ran away from military service. Rutgers Law School. It doesn't get better than Rutgers. More than 40 years of experience in government, from the municipal level to Washington, D.C., as a teacher of government and law, a government lawyer, a government manager, state representative, state senator. Experience, commitment, coconuts. Me, I'm Papa Fontenot. I've been looking at this politic thing that divide family. It's a terrible thing. Like my cousin Clovis Fontenot and his wife Crustasia. All that politic divide them. Terrible. They was fussing and fighting like donkey and elephant. Well, Crustasia, she is a Democrat, and Clovis, he's a Republican, you know? So they was waiting for the government stimulation check. $2,000, cool, they was arguing. He said he want a new transmission for his old tractor. Her, she want one of them fancy new ball gown with all the little beads and stuff on it, you know, for the Mamou Mardi Gras ball. They finally got their check. $600. Little tiny check. Just like that, they quit arguing, they quit fighting. He got some fuel for his old tractor. She got panties and a bra from Victoria's Secretion. They was both happy. It's a wonderful thing to see how politics can bring a family together just like that. Oh, please, Massa Biden. Us poor colored folks gonna do just what you say. You don't have to worry about us coloreds running off of your plantation. We gonna be obedient donkeys, just like you want us to be, Massa. If you says vote this way, Massa, we sure ain't gonna vote that way. Cause we does just what you want us to do, Massa. And you knows we got to do what you wants us to do. Listen, you moldy old senile son of a witch. We're not slaves on your plantation. We are free men. Biden, screw you.
Coming for to carry me home. Swing low, swing.